hands of craftspeople, in the practices of artisans, in the voice of minstrels, in the moments of intimate conversations, in the shadows of shapes, in the words of public storytellers, on the faces of elder people, in the eyes of children and young people, our living heritage and our values that make us who we are. Intangible cultural heritage. Intangible cultural heritage is one of the most important cultural richness of Turkey that reflects lifestyle, cultural values, belief system, aesthetic perception of society in traditional arts, rituals, social practices, plays, oral traditions, knowledges and skills transmitted from past to today, where dozens of civilizations have processed knot by knot for thousands of years and transmitted this heritage from the past to the future in these ancient lands. The colors are embroidered on water by marbling. The tiles are glazed with thousands of dreams, and the flowers will blossom in the fire, transmitted from generation to generation. The dreams become anecdotes, fairy tales, and stories. In these lands, a cup of coffee is remembered for 40 years. The strongness of conversations seal the affection. In these lands, hands are raised to the sky for reunion with the Almighty. Time whirls in these lands with love. In these lands, with Husn-i-Hat, words are inscribed, sometimes on paper or sometimes on stone. The brush of the miniaturist leaves the descriptions as a heritage the future. In these lands, flavor is unity, solidarity, ceremony more than a taste. In deep valleys and steep slopes, words echo with a whistle. In these lands, wrestlers come out without priding of victory or regretting of defeat. Emotions are told with saz and arisen from the mountain of heart.
Gönül dağı yağmur yağmur boran olunca.
In these lands, archers shoot arrows to the same target along the path of Allah. Karagöz performers here shed light to the darkness. In these lands, the labor of weaving is blended with the dreams. Handicraft of embroidery ferments the hopes. In this country with a rich history, rooted in 2 continents, women, men, children, young people, old people, everyone and all, safeguards their intangible cultural heritage. As Turkey's ratification of the UNESCO Convention for the Safeguarding of the Intangible Cultural Heritage in 2006, a major boost has been given to the efforts of the safeguarding and keeping alive of intangible cultural heritage and its transmission from generation to generation. In particular, the Ministry of Culture and Tourism, Directorate General of Research and Training, which is designated as the executive unit of the convention in Turkey, carefully carries out its activities within the scope of the convention, being aware of the responsibility it assumes. Turkey is considered as one of the exemplary countries in this field, by carrying out safeguarding studies at national level as well as National Inventory of Intangible Cultural Heritage in Turkey and National Inventory of Living Human Treasures projects in accordance with the Convention. Turkey, who pays special attention to the promotion of intangible cultural heritage elements to the whole world and to the Declaration of Humanity's Common Heritage, is one of the state parties that inscribed the most elements on the lists of UNESCO Intangible Cultural Heritage. With the awareness about the most basic requirement for the maintaining of a culture is to keep the practitioners and transmitters alive, we support and work together with our people, NGOs, masters and craftsmen, who keep the intangible cultural heritage elements alive. And we are striving for all our values to be promoted, more in our country and in the world, to be transmitted from generation to generation, and to keep it alive with various activities, such as festivals, publications, exhibitions at national and international levels. We believe that our cultural heritage that distilled from these lands for thousands of years with a deeply rooted history is the common heritage of both Turkey and the world. Therefore, we transmit what we receive from the tradition to the future, for our people, for humanity.